What would happen if you just went for it? Took that first step to make that dream a reality? What if you start the hobby, make the career change, move to that place, or do that thing that you keep saying someday? Sometimes those big dreams just feel so out of reach or like something that other people can do. But why not you?
Wow, what a day. I ended up running a bunch of errands, so I didn't do much filming, and I've just been offline for the last couple of days, and I know that there's been a lot going on, and I do want to be informed, but I feel like for me, I was like, I want to just give myself a couple of days to protect my peace and to focus in on some other things. But I'm popping on because we just had an amazing chat in the Discord community, and I just feel so energized and grateful that we had this conversation. We talked a lot about Instagram and just how we can be more mindful about it or come off of it or, just intentional. It was really awesome to chat about that. We talked a lot about being values-led in your business and how to share that in an effective way that also feels true to you. We talked about words of the year and just like business stuff. And you don't have to have a business to be part of the Discord or to be in these chats. Like we have a couple people who are creative and just want to be part of it with people who get it. And it was just so lovely. And I think, we've talked about this so much. We've just been missing this connection piece and having a conversation like this that's like so in depth, and it's like getting to meet these new people in the community. It's just so energizing and so affirming that you are not alone, that there are people who care about you and support you, and who support each other. And so I'm just feeling very grateful. I'm feeling grateful that people are part of this and want to be a part of this. And truly, like, despite all of the crazy dumpster fire shit that's going on right now, I'm just really feeling grateful. But we have a lot going on today. I still need to do a quick voiceover on one of my videos. We also get to pick up the final copies of the workbooks today. And then of course I need to just finish up hats and get them delivered to Ohana before I leave for my trip. So there's a lot going on. But despite the dumpster fire that the world is in right now, I feel like in my personal bubble right now, things are very exciting. And thank you for coming with me.
Change and transformation is always hard, especially when it comes to something that is your livelihood.
When I saw you walking down that hill, head high and shoulders back, watching you was such a thrill. All that I could do was laugh.
I'm so excited! So I have to run a couple more errands to pick up a couple more things for the trip. I'm putting together like a little med kit and like some other things, last minute stuff to bring to Iceland. But I definitely want to unbox these when we get home and check them out!
On the gilded forest path, when an ecstasy came over me.
I can't tell you how excited I am that these are here. Let's see. so excited for these. So the covers of these are a little bit thicker. We opted for like a cardstock cover, front and back. I made a couple of small edits, but I think everything else should be pretty the same as my sample page. It was really awesome last night in the Discord chat. I was just kind of telling everyone about the book, and everyone was so excited about it, and, you know, kind of giving me suggestions on how to bring it to the shop in a way that's like impactful and meaningful, and like in a way that they would want to see it. So that was super helpful. And I don't know, I'm excited to figure this out after we come back from Iceland, how I can get this into the shop in a way that's accessible to you and helpful, and maybe just different ways to work on it together. I don't know, everyone in the Discord was so helpful in helping give suggestions and things like that. Shoot, I just noticed on a few different spots that there is an error. So like, look, on this graphic there's like a line here, and I noticed that on a couple of other pages too, like let's see, it's small, but like right here there's another line right there. I know they're minor, but I feel like I paid pretty good money for these, but I just called the printer and they said to bring them back. So shoot, the timeline is tight because it's already Wednesday, and I'm leaving early on Friday for Iceland, so I need them to be done, so hopefully they can do it for me. I guess worst case scenario, hopefully they can give me a discount, but you know, the nature of running a small business, things always come up that are unexpected, but it's okay. Well, now I'm feeling a little bit derailed, but I'm glad it's a local company and that they're able to fix it quickly. It's crazy how quick the trip is coming up, and I do feel prepared, but I also am like, there are so many other things I need to do before I leave that I haven't even like thought about packing or whatever else yet. I also got a big yarn order in, so I should probably put that away. It's just restocking colors and things like that because I ran through most of my yarn during the holidays, and I still stay pretty busy January through March, so we still have a lot of knitting to do too. There's just so much going on, but I feel a little bit frazzled by what happened with the books. I was just so excited, and then, you know, had to come back to reality a little bit. But let's put the yarn away. That might be a good way to check something off the list and get it out of the way and just let me sit and chill for a sec. This is such a huge box, but some of these colors are what I'm calling the Arctic collection. Good morning. I am very excited. One more sleep until we head out for Iceland, but we kind of have a big day. This week it's a lot of just preparing for Iceland, but also just making sure my shops are stocked because I'll be gone for a week. And I think I'm kind of trying to like tell myself, this is a work trip. Like, you have put this together. This is part of your work. And it makes me feel like I'm going on this vacation and like not making enough hats or whatever. But I'm like, this retreat has been something you've been working so hard towards, and it's part of your work now. So anyway, I've just been wrestling a little bit with that, feeling like I haven't made enough hats for the shops. I haven't done a shop update. But this is now also part of my work. But anyway, I'm so excited. I'm heading to meet up with my friend Julie, who is actually coming on the trip, and she's the one that's co-hosting one of the workshops while we're there. But we're just going to talk through our workshop materials and just make sure we're on the same page. And you know, just a bunch of other last minute things like that. So, one more day. Oh, I've been thinking about getting that water bottle for so long, so I finally caved, and obviously that color, I could not help it. I do try to be as minimalist as I can, but I've been eyeing this thing for a while, like maybe a year. So they finally had a color that I was like, I need that color, and it's a local shop, so happy to support. But I wanted something for Iceland because I have my travel mug that I use all the time. You've probably seen it, my green, oh, actually right here. You know, I have this mug that I use all the time, but it doesn't have that lid that you can flip upside down. And then my water bottle, I was looking at possibly just getting a different lid for that, but that one is so huge. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get it. And it's okay. But anyway, that was so nice to meet with Julie this morning. I feel really good about the workshops. She is a really good friend of mine who is a personal friend and just started her business after working in corporate for a while, and she decided to join the trip. And I asked her if she would co-host a workshop with me because she has a background in brand design and marketing, so I thought it would be really cool to have her share her expertise as well. And then now I have a meeting with another friend who I met on Instagram, but she is a social media expert, and I wanted to talk to her about, all the things I've been sharing about content and my conflict with social media right now and trying to come off it. But I wanted to talk to her before the Iceland retreat because one of the workshops that I'll be doing is about creating content for your business that's authentic to who you are. And content means much more than just social media and Instagram. But I wanted to talk to her because I'm sure this is going to be something that a lot of people want to know. And it is always fun to talk to someone who's like an expert in their field. And she's actually going to be the guest expert on one of the mastermind sessions that I'll be hosting after the retreat. And this first mastermind series, I'm only opening to everyone that's joining on the retreat. But in the future, and let me know if this is something you would be interested in, I was thinking about possibly offering it in some way where you can pay to be part of this mastermind group, and it'll be very curated. We'll have guest experts, we'll work through materials together and stuff like that. But check. I have had too much coffee today already, but we have a lot going on. We're gonna get it done. And yeah, I'm just so excited right now.
I can be a shadow rolling on the street. I can make the same movements on repeat. I can go on walking when I'm sad.
Well, that meeting ended up getting pushed back and rescheduled, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll just take a second to make a couple more hats to bring to Ohana because I don't know what happened this week, but I did not get a lot made, and they've been picking up, so I need to get some stuff there. But I feel like I'm in this interesting, like, crossroads of pivoting my business still, and I've talked so much about this, but making hats and doing a handcrafted item is never going to go away, and I love knitting. But I think right now, because the retreats are such a new aspect of the business, same with hosting like the Discord community and creating like the workbook and stuff like that, I'm just adding a bunch of new things that is work now also, and same with YouTube even. And so I have to like recalibrate how I'm thinking about my workday a little bit, and acknowledge that doing things and tasks for this new branch of the business is part of my work. And it's not just fun, you know what I mean? And I think before I kind of was like, oh, like YouTube's like a fun creative outlet, which it is. But it's actually part of my work now. Or like this retreat, it took so much effort to market the retreat, to create the materials, to think of the workshops, and to gather different speakers for the mastermind series, for example. And it's kind of like, okay, that is part of work too. It's not just fun and collaborating and connecting and traveling. But yeah, I've just been thinking a lot about the pivot and pivoting and how we kind of can get down on ourselves and feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not as productive as I was. But in these transition years that I've had and these years of realignment, I have noticed that by slowing down, by taking steps back, by giving myself room to breathe and process and think about how I want to do things more intentionally, it has truly helped and changed my life. And I am so excited for what this new chapter is bringing with these retreats. I hope to do another one this year. I haven't started that process yet because I really want to have one under my belt first before I start initiating another one. But I still have other tasks to do, like on my maker and handcrafted side of things, to keep income coming in. So I think I just need to give myself a little bit more grace that this week, especially this month, is just kind of like the clashing of these two aspects of my business coming together. And this summer will be the first summer that I don't do my chefing business. And so I'm really excited to see what that opens up for me, how much energy that gives me, and what that actually changes going into the next busy beanie season, for example, and some other new things that are going to be happening. So I don't know, just some thoughts while I was sitting here knitting. I think that's why I also just know that knitting will never go away as something that's part of my business, because I think so much when I'm just sitting and crafting and doing something with my hands. It gives me that space to breathe and I truly enjoy it. And I know we've talked a lot about creativity and how, you know, there are aspects of knitting where I'm creating new designs and patterns, and that is definitely a creative outlet. But I also find that I am very much a process maker too, where I truly just enjoy the process of making. I don't necessarily have to be creative in the sense of making a new design all the time. You know what I mean? And I know for some people that's a big driver, but I'm like, if I can sit and knit and bang out a bunch of hats, I feel very fulfilled. But since that meeting got rescheduled, I think I'm just going to sit and finish this hat, get all the rest of the beanies palmed and tagged and ready for Ohana. And hopefully by then, the workbooks will be ready to pick up for that second run. And then I still have a couple more small errands to run to prepare for the trip. And then I basically have to pack too. But yeah, so just giving myself a quiet moment, then gonna have some lunch, and we'll move on with the day.
Keep my head in the game. Be a shaker out in the realm of a living. Wanna be on the inside. A pelican wing. Keep my feet level in the wind.
I'm zooming around because I wanted to stop by Aspen Botanicals because this is the friend who helped me with some of the journal prompts in the workbook, and I wanted to catch her before she closed.
Get way too much about this to stop trying. But I can go on talking.
It's gonna be so cool to see what next season looks like when I have more time in the summer to actually plan and rest and put more things into action. Because in the last 7 years, basically, I was running 2 businesses, and in my off season for beanies, I had my side hustle in the summer months. And it's scary to let go of that side hustle because even though Smee has been my full-time business, having that income was really nice. And it made me feel like I had this buffer, or like I was diversifying my income in a way that like kept things more stable. I've been thinking about this a lot because I feel like in some way it kind of limited my mindset on what was possible. And, you know, I think a lot of us stop ourselves from dreaming bigger or having bigger visions because we're scared. What if it doesn't work out? What if it fails? But at the same time, and this is why I even got into my businesses to begin with, but what if you just try? And what if it all works out? And I think that's always been one of the biggest things. When I first quit my career job to start my side hustles, I was like, what's the worst that could happen? I was so burned out at that time, and I was like, nothing can be worse than this. And then when I quit my part-time job that I had while I was building the businesses to go full-time, I was like, worst case scenario, I just get a job again. And for some people, having a job that's stable and then having a business that fulfills them is what they want. And that's totally okay too. And for me now, it would be really hard for me to ever go back to working someone. And that's also my personality. And, I love having control of my day. I also feel like, and I think I've mentioned this before, but the creativity of figuring out how to run a business, or like how I want to change, how it can change with me, blah, 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 blah. Like, that has been really fun for me. I guess I'm just mentioning this because I've also noticed myself having these limited mindsets about what could be possible. And when I decided to let go of the chef business to further pursue these retreats and to build this new branch of the Smini world, it felt so freeing and exciting. And I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what this journey is gonna look like this year, but the fact that I'm leaving tomorrow to meet up with a group of women who found me, decided to come on this trip, and we're about to spend a week together touring Iceland. I'm just so grateful. And I kept saying, I was actually having a conversation with my business coach, how I can't believe it's happening. It's finally happening. She was like, no, you made this happen. You envisioned it. You planned it, you got people to come, and that's why you're doing it. And I was like, wow, what an interesting mindset shift that I had before about it just happening, when there was a lot of work put into it. So I don't know, I'm sharing this because I think we all fall into that sometimes, especially as women who are blazing their own trail or just living a lifestyle that's not, the life script that has been given us. So yeah, lots of thoughts about this. I know this trip is going to be just as transformative for me as it is for everyone going, and I'm just so excited. It's finally setting in, I think. Good morning! Today's the day! I still have a couple of last minute things to do before I leave, but first things first, very stressed out because I'm trying to figure out what stickers I want to put on my new water bottle. I'm excited. I love stickers, and I have so many stickers from different artists and maker friends. I sell a bunch of different stickers in my shop too, so people are always like, what do you put stickers on? And I'm like, everything. Water bottles, my computer, I have like a whole box of stickers that I've purchased from other artists and makers that I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for the right place to put this. So I'm excited to finally have a spot, but this is one of the stickers that I have in my shop. It's part of that new collection. And I actually have to order a couple more because I'm running low on a few of the designs, but I don't have this one on anything yet, so I'm excited.
I found a quote recently that said, "The world needs dreamers and the world needs doers, but most of all, the world needs dreamers who do." With everything going on in the world, when things feel heavy and chaotic, what can we do? We keep creating, we connect with our communities, and we take action for the things that we care about. I'm right here with you.